Hey, what's up you guys? Ajolt here. I just came back from Japan and man, Japan was amazing. The World Finals happened last weekend and I played Premium. I came in third place playing OTT Gyze. Got the trophy, got my promos, the mat, and I'll go straight into my deck profile. So obvious starter, Neon Gyze. Kind of have to run it to be able to go on Gyze. Decided to play this deck mainly just because of I was fearing the NLK matchups and the mirror match. I did expect some Angel Gyzes, but I didn't see that many that weekend. There was a whole bunch of golds, probably about like maybe 40-50% representation, and then about there was 5 golds in top 8. So the way I thought about it was like, maybe I can play around NLK by playing Gyze. I'm not giving him counterblast. And golds, there's a tech I run in this deck that can help me win against the matchup. Usually it's my harder matchup, but the way I built my deck, I can combat that matchup. So I'll show you that right in a second. So starter. So I played 4 Imperial Daughters. Only because it's on rideability, get your card advantage, and you can stack your deck. Only reason why you run it. You don't really care about the crit or anything like that because you're Gyze, but just on rideability protect marker. So there's 4 of her. Probably be subject to change when the trial deck comes out for OTT. Well, this is what I ran. And then we ran 4 CEO Amaterasu. We run it basically because there's no other good options to run. Protect marker, and also the reason why you have to run her, which I'll show you in a second. So run 4 CEO Amaterasu. Alright, so this is the tech that I ran at Worlds where everyone was surprised, that caught people off guard, is that I ran the Legion for CEO. So this threw so many players off, especially NLK in the mirror. So when NLK, so what I usually did against the matchup is I would just bait them by riding, so they would ride, and I'll just still not give them counterblast, and then once they finally ride their NLK, after I rode my Imperial Daughter or CEO, I would ride her and sit at 11 and just swing against her 12k body so I can drive check without giving them damage. So that matchup, because of that clutch play, is why I was able to win most of my matchups. I mean, I can still win in matchups because I run other cards that can combat that. Also, I ran this card just for the Gyze mirror. I expected Angel Gyze, maybe some Chances Gyze, but didn't really see that many. I went against one Gyze matchup and then this clutch because I just like rode this and Legion and then that's it. Also, since it Legion's with the CEO, I can also pitch the mate as a cost ultimate strength in case I don't have another copy, and I can also proc her skill on the Vanguard circle, either one of the skills, but usually just CEO. So, also, I like to recycle my heals if I keep running out of those, so that's also handy. So that's my lineup. I ran 11 threes. Alright, so on to the grade 2s. We run 4 yellow witch memes. This is the on place and stack top of your deck or bottom, just to help turbo your triggers for Gyze. Yep, I feel like that has to be played for now, so ran 4 her. And here's another tech choice I ran. I ran 4 Battle Sister Caramel. She's a damage inflictor for OTT. And the reason I ran her is for several reasons. First of all, AK body, and also since she's a Battle Sister name, I do run Battle Sister Stolen in here, so it's another Battle Sister name for the chance I ever go into her, which I went to her like once a tournament. It clutched though. And also the fact if I damage out my triggers, like my draws or my heal triggers, I would want to recycle them. That's for my heal triggers. So that clutched. It definitely helped out quite a bit. So I might replace her later, but that's what I ran for that weekend, and it helped out. So it's 4 copies. And I ran 2 Silent Toms. So Silent Tom, and yes, I'm playing Gyze, and Silent Tom doesn't really see as much play compared to the Ichi Tom build, but there are so many times where our opponent doesn't want to take damage and wants to stay at 0 counterblast. So this is where it clutches. Is guaranteed. Ichi Tom is still a thing in OTT Gyze. You can still pull off the ping. So I pinged them for 1 and then they take 5 legs next turn. So this helped out a lot. So that's my grade 2s. I ran 10 grade 2s. Alright, green ones. Alright, so this is definitely one of the MVPs of that weekend is Light Element Hanale. So this put in so much work in the weekend. I saw a lot of people ran this card. Like, people run it as a 4 of. Like, I saw so many players run it, and also mine's a Project Frontier version, so got that over the weekend. Happy I finally got her. But yeah, so there's so many multi-attack decks. There are Spikes, Wiseman, NOK, Ajolt, Great Nature. That this, like, there's no way I would have made it this far without a Hanale. Like, I'm glad I ran her 4 because before I ran in like a 2 or 3. Good thing I didn't, because you need to see her early as possible. You just have to. Like, when you see it turn 1, just drop it. Just drop it immediately. Like, don't even hesitate about it. Just drop it, and then it just helps snowball the game. So I ran 4 copies. And I ran 4 copies of Battle Sister Coco, 3 Shooting Hobby. This is just a 15k vanilla, 50k shield vanilla. I only ran 3. I mean, I would want to run 4, but just their space is so hard in this deck, and I really need to run 1 tech card of this Oracle PG. This card clutched a lot, especially when I was on Gyze, and I ran out of protect markers. And when they like, there are times where they ping for 5 and they were at 0 damage. So I was running out of protect markers in my hand, and this clutches because the GB1 and Gyze is a stride, so you can still proc it by adding it from drops onto your hand. So I ran 1 copy. All right, onto my zeros. So as you saw, I run the Oracle PG, run the Draw PG, so that's 3. And then I ran the Battle Sister PG, the Margot clone, just going soul and 3k. The 3k doesn't matter. Sometimes you need a soul, sometimes you don't. But I don't want to run into a situation where I actually need the soul, because I do soul blast a lot in this deck. So I ran 3 of her, Grenache, and then I ran 1 copy of Tiramisu PG. The Battle Sister name is important just because I mentioned Stolen. So that's 8 draws. And then we run 4 crits. You need to run 50k shields, so I did have to put crits in eventually. And against the Gyze mirrors, I did want to run more draw triggers. I did run more draw triggers before, but I ran into a situation where I was lacking 15k shields, and I just needed, so I just ran 4. So I don't think I'll change the lineup as much, but that's what I'll run. And then finally we got 4 heals. These are the new heals. I'm not running like the flipping heals because I didn't see them. I felt like I really needed 20k shield a lot, especially these rush decks. So definitely had to run this. So that's 4 heals, 4 crits, and 8 draws. On towards the strides. So we got the boys and the gal. We got our Zerats, so it's 5. And then we got 4, like probably the best strides OTT ever got. 4 Stillwater Ichikishima. You actually run this card a lot. 4 of no less. Do not run less. This is needed. Draw 2. Also, the guard restrict is important. Even if you're like not in the pure Ichitom deck, just the fact your opponent can't G-guard, it restricts their options. There's so many times like opponent, want to G-guard, and they weren't expecting me to, just guard restrict them, like, because I'm Gyze, like they don't think I will like just push with Ichikishima. But I actually do end up pushing with Ichikishima when they're at 0 Cannibal, especially because sometimes they just want to like stay at 0, and so tank 5. Ichikishima will push them, since everyone's running draw PGs, I just swing no grade 0s or G Guardians, and maybe I'll have Tom on board in case I just want to guarantee it. It just so much cards out of their hand if they really want to block it, and also the guard restriction restricts a lot of decks from turboing their G zone. So definitely 4. And here's the one of the techs I ran over the weekend. I ran Battle Sister Stolen. So I ran 2 copies. This does not require Battle Sister Heart, is why I ran her. And just all I have to do is call a field with Battle Sister name, and I get stacked damage from top of my deck by kind of lost 1 and flipping another copy. So I'll drop like Caramel, Coco, my triggers, I'm gonna field against the Gyze mirror, and I'll just stack my deck without losing cards out of my deck. Because against the Gyze mirror, you don't want to deck out, and this does not. You don't lose any cards out of your deck. You're not like drawing or soul charge. You don't. And this is a May soul charge. You don't have to soul charge. Just don't even soul charge. So I ran 2 copies. Helped out a lot against the Gyze matchup. And then let's see. I ran 1 copy. This on hit. I mean, there'd be times you don't really have a good first stride. I mean, best first stride I would say is Ichikishima, but there are times you might not have Counterblast, and then there's times where you have to attack your opponent. So like if you're going to attack your opponent and give him damage, you might as well get your value out of it. So I run 1 of the Oracle on hit. Just if it hits, I get a draw 2, discard 1, soul charge, counter charge. Just 1 copy. So onto my G guards now. We got 2 Amaterasu G Guardians. I might actually cut it down to 1. I really didn't need the second one. It kind of clutches just because it's a 1K. This is a 1 card like 25K shield guard. So if I really want to save cards in my hand, I would only play. I'll go to her and just make sure I hit for 37. So there's only that time would matter. I don't really care. And plus, it's soul charges. I really don't. Sometimes I don't need it. Sometimes I do need a soul charge. But most times I didn't need the soul charge. Well, I probably might cut 1. But I ran 2 over the weekend. And then I ran 2 of the Bowser G guards. Now this is where I'll probably bump up it to 3 because there's so many times where I did not have the ultimate strike cost and I would G guard and I would top deck it. So that was clutch. I really would run 3. I would probably cut the Amaterasu, but this helped out a lot, and I'll probably bump that up. So I ran 4. I have 4 G Guardians, and then markers. Yep, whatever markers. Doesn't matter how many markers. Yep. Alright, thank you guys for watching. So that was my deck profile. I came in 3rd at Worlds, lost in top 4 against Ajolt. It was really close. Like it all came down to whether to game 3, whether I got a trigger or not. Out of 7 cards I looked at, out of 2 turns, I hit no triggers. I was on 4 Xerath Dragons binded and only 1 trigger. But I strode, I attacked, got my triple drive, no triggers. Next turn, I did meme, and I checked 1. No trigger, bottom. I triple drive, no trigger. Like all that it took was 1 trigger, and I would have been up there in the finals. But nope, that deck just didn't. RNG just happened. I'm glad I came this far. I'll be hoping to come back again next year. And peace out, you guys.